what are your thoughts on some fans asking for Jason Momoa to be recast as Lobo?
He'd work. He'd work as a character. I think.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. You are watching Splash Pages. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have a killer show for you today. This is going to be awesome. But without further ado, we'll go through the line. Jar Jar, how's it going, bud?
Hey, it's Tuesday, and I'm here, and you're there, and we're all here together. No? Okay.
I was trying to think of a rhyme with that, but
I'm sorry. I got nothing else.
Mr. Drew.
Hello, everybody. You know what? Actually, I take this back. Hey, everyone. Welcome. It's Splash Pages. It's Tuesday. We've got a stellar guest. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. And, yeah. Okay, that's all I had. Next.
Awesome. Velvet.
Hey, guys. It's your man, Velvet J. And tonight, we are blessed to have a comic book heavyweight in our midst, mostly known for his comedic writing style, but he is so much more than that. Creator of Lobo, Ambush Bug, Rocket Raccoon, and the Jaime Reyes version of the Blue Beetle. Whether you know his work on Legion of Superheroes, Justice League International, The Annihilation Conquest, or The Immortal Dr. Fate, his imprint on the comic industry is both vast and poignant. He even took a few years away from comics to do some animation storyboarding on both Ed, Edd and Eddy and The Real Ghostbusters, and we have him here tonight, just 9 days before the cinematic debut of his creation, the Blue Beetle, the one, the only, Keith Giffen! Come in here, Keith.
I can't believe I'm on a podcast that starts off with clips from my least favorite movie of all time. I hate Star Wars. All of them.
Wow, that's amazing.
I can't. I had to leave. I had to leave the theater because in the initial movie, when Han Solo looked like he was dead, I jumped and went, "Yeah!" And everyone turned around slowly and looked at me, and I said, "Okay, I gotta go."
That's hilarious.
I would imagine somebody who loved comics so much would be like enthralled when Star Wars came out.
I did it. I did it like 35 years of 7 days a week doing comics. And the last thing I want when I'm done with comics and looking for other entertainment is to go and see like the new Flash movie or the Justice League movie, which is hilarious, by the way. And I'd rather go see a good old-fashioned horror movie, something really.
Oh, really?
What he said.
I'm a huge horror fan.
Oh, no kidding. What was the last one you watched?
Huh?
What was the last horror movie you watched? The
last horror movie I watched in a theater.
Or at home?
Well, Megan I like.
Oh, no kidding. That was a cool, I like the creepy robot. Although I felt bad for her.
I was just watching We Are All Dead. Korean high school zombie flick. But my all-time favorite horror movie is Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is amazing.
Nice.
100%, yes.
Great film. So like, and people are going to be, well, you don't go to see Superman or Batman. No. Rocket Raccoon, you created Rocket Raccoon. He's in a movie. You're going to go see it? No, my daughter had to drag me to the movie. I just sat there thinking, oh God, it's got to be over soon. I have, like Blue Beetle's coming out. I have no, it's okay, they did Blue Beetle. Pay me. That's it. I mean, it's like, if I miss the Blue Beetle movie, I'm not going to be brokenhearted. I'll probably watch it on cable. But
right.
Didn't you get invited to the premiere, Keith?
Yeah.
Are you going to head out there?
No.
No? Oh.
I'm going to go all the way out to California to go to the Blue Beetle premiere. I'm going for a movie that I really don't care to see, for people I don't care to see again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. First of all, I don't think DC. That was really unfair because I don't think most of the people up at DC right now are the people that I interacted with. So it was unfair for me to say I won't like them. but I'll cover any bet. I'll bet you I don't like them.
There you go.
It's freelancer mentality.
I gotcha. So if we had to go back to the beginning of your career, or certainly early in your career, Keith, can you tell us the story about how Bill Mantlo was responsible for you getting hired at Marvel?
Yeah, it's I start at the beginning. All right, I was working at Hoffman LaRoche, which was a major pharmaceutical firm then, as a hazardous material handler, which means that I got to transfer around dry iced. They put it in dry ice, but these were radioactive and biohazardous materials that we had to get to the place before they started, bleeding off whatever they were. One of our guys got painted purple. Let's put it that way. He was yanked aside and painted purple. And so I decided I was going to try to break into comics. Sort of portfolio. And I take my week off and I go into Marvel and I show them my portfolio. And the secretary, I don't know if it's Flo Steinberg, but the receptionist there, secretary, she grabs my portfolio, opens a drawer in the desk, slides it in, closes it, and goes, "Come back tomorrow." Real encouraging.
Yeah.
So the next day comes around, I thought, I got this weird hope. I don't want to ruin it. So I'll go tomorrow. I won't go today.
Mm-hmm.
So I went the next day and I come in and the secretary sees me and jumps on her feet, goes, "You asshole." I'm like, "Okay, you don't know me that well, but you're right, but what put that on?" And she goes, just shut up, and calls and says, "He's here. That idiot's here." It's just every word was defensive. So then, who was it came to the door? Well, I think it was just some assistant came to the door and said, "Come with me." No hi, no hello. How you doing? Come with me. And they drag me inside and they take me down to, oh God, whose office was it? I believe it was in John Romita's office. John Romita, who was, by the way, a great guy, very encouraging, very nice. But what I found out during the time I was interacting with John was that, being the professional that I am, I had left my portfolio. Just my portfolio. No name, no address, no phone number, no way to get a hold of me. And it so happened Ed Hannigan had walked off the Sword and the Star backup feature in Marvel Premiere. Was the issue with Satana on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Mantlo needed somebody right away, saw my samples, liked them, and now I could accept the assignment, but now it was a day late. And I did it from there, and then did a few other things for Marvel, then switched over to DC and haven't really had a day off and hadn't had a day off in 35 years.
That must be nice.
I got lucky. And I look back on it and I think, wow, I wouldn't hire me. I wouldn't hire me. Wood God is a book that goes, "Hey, you're real good on Wood God." No, Klaus Jansen's real good on Wood God. Because he fixed all my artwork up. And I don't think he felt comfortable in comics until I started plotting, just doing the plots. And that's when I fell into a rhythm. And I thought, okay, do my little itty bitty drawings on typewriter paper and hand them into the artists. And I enjoyed doing that. And Andy Helfer used to use me because he'd bring in new artists. And rather than go through a whole bit of trying to teach him how to do storytelling, he had him work with my breakdowns. And that's how Kevin Maguire got started, working with my breakdowns. And also, that's how I got in. I sort of backed into the comic book business.
That's really interesting.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, anyway.
Well, we have great reverence for you. And so Ambush Bug and Lobo, such diverse and different personalities. What inspired each of those?
I'll start with Ambush Bug because he was first. Ambush Bug was basically, I sort of reached inside. He's kind of my alter ego. Mm-hmm. Ambush Bug was based on me, just like Cheeks was based on my son.
Oh, no.
So all the weird ambush bug stuff was how I kind of looked at life. I mean, I didn't think anything he was doing was really funny. So I thought, well, I'd probably do the same thing in the same circumstances. Lobo, on the other hand, Lobo was, oh boy, how do I put this? He was a reaction. Lobo was a reaction. I was seeing all these characters were coming out like Wolverine and the Punisher, and the superhero vigilante who's not really the superhero. And I thought, that's horrifying. That's horrible. These put out these one-note characters, and I thought, well, okay, let's make fun of it. So Lobo was meant to be a direct comment on and a bashing of those characters, but he caught on, and I got really offended. And so I did, the DC came and said, we want to do Lobo in a miniseries. And I said, okay, fine. So I did, oh Lord, what was the first Lobo miniseries? And then it was done. After that, they had my favorite Lobo story of all time, the Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special.
Yes, that is absolutely phenomenal. When I heard about it, I had to read it, and I was like, this is ridiculous, but it's so great.
And I'll tell you, what kept me on the book that long was Simon Bisley, who was really advancing as an artist. His artwork, I plotted out, and I wouldn't even look at the visuals until the book came out. So I was like a fan reading. And then after that, I think I did, I think it was another Lobo series, like Blazing Chain of Love. And then I said to my editor, I said, look, no matter what comes to me, goes, we're going to do Lobo as a monthly book, but we have to cut it down to PG level. And okay, I didn't mind going down to PG level. What I did mind was going to that mindset month after month after month, because I had to go to a real dark mindset. It's Lobo. Like when I did Lobo Blazing Chain of Love, my mindset was all women must die. And so Lobo came from a really, really dark place. I don't want to live in that place. And I think Alan Grant said, I'll take it from there. And I just that was my end with Lobo. I just wandered off of the character and left Alan Grant to it. And I think I came back for one issue here, one issue there, just for the hell of it. There was also Infanticide, I think.
Yeah.
But after Blazing Chain of Love, a lot of the excitement of doing Lobo was gone. Whereas a book like Justice League, I quit at, I don't remember what number it was, but I was on it for a long time. And the only reason I quit was because I'd run out of stories to tell with the characters. That didn't mean there were no new stories. It just simply meant that I'd be repeating myself. I didn't want to do that. So I figured I'd bow out. And Legion.
Well,
burn out.
Don't tell other people in the industry that, because I feel like we keep seeing the same story over and over again.
I know. I haven't picked up a comic in 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I read about it online. I read about the different things that are coming out. And I'm like, really, the best you can do is make Superman gay. He's not gay. He's got equipment that won't fit into anything that we know. He's not human. He's not human. It's like I want to do a Superman story so bad wherein we establish that Lois's marriage to Superman is a form of bestiality because he's not human.
Yeah, he's alien.
And then I also want to do other stories with the characters and horror versions of the characters.
Right.
And they made a special issue, and it's always bugged me that one of my favorite movies is Brightburn.
Yep.
I did that first in the horror issue when the rocket comes from Krypton and he terrorizes everyone and kills his mother. And I thought, well, okay, fine. I guess I'm on the right track. But
did that ever come out, Keith?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was part of a DC Halloween's had a Mike Kaluta cover. And it was, I just took different DC characters. Like my story about Batman was that we just see him loading a gun in the real time. And he's flashing back to why he's loading the gun. His time as Batman or what he's done. And we find out then that when he was Batman he was Bruce Wayne. He didn't know he was Batman. He had no idea he was Batman. It was like a split personality. Mm-hmm. We find out later on that there was a third split personality when he finds the closet with the purple clothes, the green wig, and the white grease paint in it. Mm-hmm. And that pushes him over the edge. And I did stories like that, like Wonder Woman as a superhero who has the same Amazon attitude that they did in the Odyssey. And just, I had fun doing that. And eventually I had more fun doing that than doing straight superhero stuff.
There you go.
That sounds super interesting.
If you were going to pitch a book to DC or Marvel today, what would you think you would go for?
Oh, it's good. It's going to sound weird, but for the last couple of years I was at DC. I didn't pitch a book. I didn't go into Dan Didio and go, hey, I got a great idea for Firestorm, who I hate, by the way. I just go in and say, I'm tired of doing the book I'm doing. What do you need help on? I didn't say, like some people go, well, I said it was the worst selling book and I came out. No, I said, what do you need help on? Well, what book is in trouble? I tended to pick up that book. But I think the last book I actually asked for by name, probably Justice League. Because I bothered Andy Helfer for one whole year before he finally put me on the book. I wanted that book. I had no idea what I was going to do with it. I had no idea if the Mattis was on board, but I just wanted the book.
Sounds like you'd like a challenge, Keith. You like going after maybe not the easy road.
I bore easy. If I'm on the book for too long, I start going bored. If I fall into using the tropes, I just lose interest. So it's not that I like a challenge. It's that I'm bored and my attention wanders. So like my all-time favorite. Hey, see if you can guess. What do you think is my one all-time favorite, bar none, comic book I've done?
Ooh. Let's see. You're a horror person. I'm gonna go with like. Oh,
yeah,
Vampire.
There's a lot of comics.
Vampire.
G.I. Robot and the Howling Commandos.
Oh, there you go.
Nope. March Hare.
March Hare.
The March Hare.
I don't even know that.
It's very obscure. It was an independent thing. Was put out, limited amount of copies, but that I just enjoyed doing that issue. It was about a hitman who kills a client who was haunted by the March Hare.
That sounds really cool.
He winds up inheriting the March Hare.
Oh.
And we just took did one issue. That was it. Out the door.
Interesting.
Okay.
And so that's my time favorite book.
So Keith, at one point you kind of took a break from comics and you were working in television and film.
Yes.
And you worked on what is kind of my childhood favorite show, which was The Real Ghostbusters, for a bit.
Yeah.
And you also worked on it. One of them, other thing you worked on was Ed, Ed, and Eddie. So what was that like? I guess each project.
I don't have I have no recollection at all of The Real Ghostbusters.
Okay.
None. I have no recollection at all of it. But Ed, Ed, and Eddie was fun. Ed and Eddie, I had a lot of fun with. They cut you loose. They let you goof around with it, and they go in and edit it hard. But on Ed, Ed, and Eddie, as I watched the cartoon, I could see sequences that I had done and tell what's going on next. Whereas with other stuff that I've done, you just hope you'll recognize one thing. And to be honest, storyboarding really wasn't for me because in comics I could do pretty much what I wanted.
Right.
In the storyboarding, that director and the producer, they got a neck clamp on you. Mm. So I figured, go back to comics.
Okay. And Keith, what inspired you to create Jaime Reyes as the successor to Ted Cord? And then how has he evolved since first conception?
I was married to a Cuban woman. I was very aware of the lack of Hispanic characters. So when they approached me about the Blue Beetle, I said I wanted to do a Hispanic character. And I don't want to play he's Hispanic, so therefore, all the Hispanic tropes come up. I want to do a Hispanic character he's Hispanic. He's just a normal kid.
Right.
Maybe at dinner we might have something different, but he's no real personality difference than a young Peter Parker.
Right.
And
just a kid growing up.
Did it from there, and I was really proud of. I think I didn't do the intro. I think Jeff Johns did the intro because it was introduced in the crossover series, and I think I did the first 6 issues with John Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Who if I can't remember right now, but if you're a film buff, you'll recognize that name. There's a bunch of movies out there with the screenwriting credits on it. And it was like, I just had fun with the character. I didn't really. Blue Beetle is one of the characters I did, and I thought, I'll do this. We'll have a nice run. That's it. No one's ever going to be interested in it. Nobody was more surprised than I was when they said, "Oh, we're making a movie out of it." Really, you make a movie out of Blue Beetle. Can't figure out Lobo yet.
Right.
Really, really easy to figure out why they screw up Lobo all the time.
Well,
Blue Beetle, they did.
And they did a decent job on that Krypton series. Did you get a chance to see that at all, Keith?
Yeah.
You didn't care for it?
No.
I guess not.
Fair enough.
Lobo, there's an actor. It was an actor. It's one of this is called Andy Brynarski.
Mm-hmm.
He's huge and he's muscular, and that was like Lobo should at least have somebody who's version on 7 feet tall, probably taller, and muscular, and not very bright.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with Lobo is they keep trying to make a Lobo movie and make him the hero. And I said, no. You approach Lobo the same way you approach Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees.
Mm-hmm.
He's the big villain. The villain drives the piece. Introduce he's going to assassinate the president and some spunky Secret Service agent foils it. Or just introduce another character to go up against him. Lobo's the bad guy. If he was in a Fantastic Four movie, he'd be Dr. Doom.
Right.
Fair enough.
I'm so sick of people trying to hero up characters.
Now, since I now know that you're not really psyched about seeing the movie or even interested in seeing the movie, did you at least see the young man that was cast as Jaime?
I saw a picture of him once. I thought, okay. I'm not arguing with it. I know that they dropped out 2 of the most important characters in the book, so I thought, okay, they find that.
Yeah, I was wondering, actually, if they ever ask for your input on stuff like that since.
No. Oh, no.
I figured as much.
No, I was called once by a guy who was trying to produce the Lobo movie. And he calls me and he's talking to me about Lobo. And I said at one point, why are we having this conversation? He goes, well, I want to understand the character. And I said, since when? And he goes, well, we're not all like that. We don't just take your characters and do it. And I hung up on him. Never heard of him again. But then that's okay, because every time I've interacted with a Hollywood star or a Hollywood producer or director, it's been an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
I was threatened by Muhammad Ali. It's gotten that bad.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a story I'd like to hear.
Seriously.
Walking out of a convention, walking down the stairs. I think it was the garden, walking down the stairs outside. And I bump into a guy. And it was like bumping into a tree. It literally spun me around. I was stacking down the steps. I look up, it's Muhammad Ali. He reaches over and he grabs me by the shoulder. He sort of hoists me a little off the ground. He goes, I could break you. And lets me go. And
wow.
Wow.
One 6 months before Star Wars hit, I slammed into a full body slam with George Lucas in the Marvel offices, and his papers flew everywhere. So the only conversation I had with George Lucas was, "What's where you're going, asshole?"
That's awesome.
I think there are people who saw the prequels that would probably want to buy you a drink and say you should have finished the job.
I think there's people who saw the movies. Like when I went to see Star Wars, and I thought, good movie. Plot, it's like a good one. It's like a good old-fashioned sci-fi western.
Right.
And then the second one comes out, which I think was the superior one.
A lot of people would agree with you, yeah.
And then the Wookiees, then the Ewoks came, and it was downhill from there. It was just down. You had the Ewoks, you had the Wookiees come in, and then Darth Vader takes off his helmet. It's Zippy the Pinhead. It's horrifying. It just went downhill. Went absolutely downhill. It's like the Halloween series. Loved the first film. Second one's okay. The rest is garbage.
Now,
Yeah.
you mentioned two of the characters that they dropped from the movie that you felt were the most integral. Who were those characters?
That was Paco and what was her name? Brenda. Paco and Brenda, his best friend.
Oh, yeah. One.
In the first six, part of his little gang.
Yeah, the guys that we got all the expository talk out of the way with. And, I enjoyed doing those characters and bouncing it around, and they're not in the movie, so okay, fine.
Yeah, they were great characters. That. I mean, Keith, I didn't know until doing some research on you recently that you grew up in Queens, which is where I grew up from.
No, I was born in Queens.
Oh, you were just born there. Okay. I was
born in Queens. A week later, we moved to New Jersey, and I've been a Jersey boy my whole life.
Oh, okay. Well, you definitely have that East Coast, New York, New Jersey feeling and attitude.
I used to go to New York. I used to go to New York once a week up to D.C. and it wasn't because I wanted to go or had any business. It's just self-defense. Did the pencils come in? Yes. Can I see them? Can I see them? Okay. Who is inking this? All right. I'll begin next week. Don't fuck it up. Because I had no choice with inkers. I mean. Everyone goes, you and Larry Malston, what a great team on Legion. Hey, I never got a choice.
Oh, no kidding.
No, never in my, no, I'm trying to think. Is there any time I had to push for an ink and go,
You're answering questions I have without even me asking them. That's fantastic.
He's done quite a few of these. I think he knows.
I think it was with the Inferior 5 that I did. I never got to finish the latter Inferior 5 with the group of kids, with the Dominators. God, that I got the inko I wanted. But other than that, it's like, who's inking me? Oh, Klaus Jansen. Fine. And by the way, if you think I'm going to name a couple of inkers I hate, I won't do that.
Oh, that was
we wouldn't ask that.
Yeah,
we would not.
The guy, somebody else might. Yeah, my God, I loved him. No, not going to go there.
Nope, totally don't want to go there.
No.
So to bounce back with Lobo, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this already, but with the reboot of DC happening, in the theaters, what are your thoughts on some fans asking for Jason Momoa to be recast as Lobo?
He'd work as a character. I think I don't bother with the casting of the characters. I have certain people I picture as the characters, but I think Momoa would be good. But I haven't seen Momoa do comedy, and I've learned that like everyone goes, well, what about The Rock?
No.
Physically, he'd be kind of right, but his comedy is broad.
Right.
He lays into the joke. And Lobo, you can't lay into the joke. You just got to say it and move on and wait maybe 15, 20 minutes and people go, oh my God, that was horrible.
Yeah.
And that was
Lobo.
That was the whole idea with Lobo. It was, how can I push it far enough? I once told who was Dick Giordano on Lobo. I said, look, I'm going to do this Lobo miniseries. and I might do a few afterwards. But the first time you come at me, ask me to change something, I walk.
It's so funny about Lobo because I'd seen him in certain other things, like featured in a comic, and then we had an episode where we read the first series, the first 4 issues, and reading that, I was just like, it's one of those where it's like you read where it started and you began. You kind of feel like we went a little off the tracks there. A little it got diluted.
I love that stuff. I love the fact that the Lobo series started with Lobo, and there was a very thin thread. The 4th grade teacher, and the minute he cut off her legs, I thought, okay, we're home. We're home. We forget spelling bees and stuff like that, and that was good. That was 4 issues. That's it. We did our bit. But no, I was so disappointed when Lobo caught on. I thought, he's going to come out. People are going to hate him. They're going to hate him. No, they loved him. He became the poster boy for all the stuff I hated. And, so if the Lobo movie comes out, they get a good payday. Okay, fine.
That's good, at least.
So other than Momoa, who is somebody you'd like to see cast as Lobo?
I'd like to see an unknown. I'd like to see an unknown so that, you don't have that problem with, my face is what sells the movie. And just somebody can put the makeup on and he'll act out the role. And if everything works out good, the Lobo role could launch the guy. Get a guy with that mindset that's going to launch it. Regular actors and stuff, it's like, no.
That's great to hear because I totally agree. The unknowns, like you can't throw a star into a role just because you think it's going to sell.
Also, with the Lobo movie, you need to put a lot of the money into the effects and stuff.
Yeah, because it's going to be totally over the top.
Oh yeah,
and it's got to be over the top. It's got to be the first splatter superhero movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they do any less, then it's just
And it's funny because I've been reading a lot of like 90s DC and whatnot just to catch up because I got to know where it's come from. And it's so crazy because I'm just thinking like, how many times have we seen another Superman, another Batman, but I've never seen I would think a Justice League International series would be great, or a Justice League Europe. And I simply realized why. It's because a lot of comic movies especially say when DC comes to it, is that they just take themselves so seriously. Like, where's the humor?
I wouldn't want to see Justice League or the group from I Can't Believe It's the Justice League or formerly known as Justice League. No. I just let them stay. They're made for comics. Let them stay in comics.
Okay.
Keith, how about the Legion of Substitute Heroes movie?
Okay, that's a no. I can. Yeah,
I was trying.
Yeah. That's me. There's one big problem with the Legion of Substitute Heroes movie. You got to spend a big part of the movie introducing the heroes that they're substituting for.
Right.
I mean, I'd rather have a Matter Lad movie.
So physical comic books, their popularity has dwindled to yeah. Do you think they can be saved? Why. Do you think there's any saving them?
No. At this point, that sounds horrible. How much is average comic?
Oh, it's $4.99, I think.
$4.90. How many pages?
Where they've drawn the line.
24 to 30 pages.
21 pages.
Yep.
And it's you go to a discount movie theater for that, or you can.
I agree.
The minute we stop being cheap, like at a dime, comics were shut up entertainment. You're in the store, kids acting up. Here's a dime, buy a comic, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
They were cheap rewards, and now they're like, that's why I think most kids have a problem with their parents. Dad, can I buy a comic book? And Dad's thinking, 25 cents, 30 cents is on that era. He comes back with a $4 book. It's like, put it back. Just fucking put it back. Because I know everything else has gone up in price.
Oh yeah.
Hershey bars aren't the same cost they were. Hershey bars are much more expensive now, right? But we never stopped buying Hershey bars.
It's true.
So we bought them. So gradually the price increases. We got used to them. Comics, you end with, look, you stop collecting comics when you get laid. It's that simple, because you don't need that male power fantasy anymore. And then maybe after a couple of years of that, then you come back and you're a fan. Okay? But I understand it. I mean, they're overexpensive. They're poorly drawn. They're badly written. They make crappy movies. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's like look at Jack Kirby's FF, as dated as it is, and look at maybe what's being put out now for the Fantastic Four. It's like the Mad Magazine version. That's always bothered me. It's like Marvel does Fantastic Four. Jack Kirby goes, we're going to close down the book. Fine, put it away. Well, what are we going to publish? Well, you have creative people. Think of something new.
Right.
So
on this show, Keith, we reflect back on a lot of the older series and comics as we review them. Yeah. And we've actually done quite a few of yours. And there's just a few things these days. Like I really like the White Knight series. But there's a few standouts, but not a ton.
Yeah.
It's usually non-continuity stuff that we're reading, Elseworlds and stuff.
Even Vertigo. It's like the Sandman came out with a TV show that wasn't nauseating. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. I just Marvel, forget it. DC, no. The Independents, no. I mean, it's like eventually Hollywood's going to stop looking at comics because all they're doing is adapting 20 and 30-year-old projects.
Right.
When they're doing the Avengers, they're not looking at this month's Avengers. They'll come back at that Avengers and going for it. And then they'll realize that, I mean, look, no comic book movie has ever directly affected comic book sales.
No.
Christopher Reeve came out, Superman, #1 movie. Everyone was talking Superman. Everyone was crazy. Didn't affect the sales at all.
Right.
Justice League, no sale. Avengers, Spider, doesn't affect the sales at all because they're fans of the movie. Not the comic.
Well, Hollywood, it seems like it's really trying to eat itself. A lot of the independents are being turned into shows for, say, like Netflix and Hulu, and they're canceling them even before they finish a first season. It's they're not giving these stories a chance, and people are going to think, hey, this is another new superhero show. Right. Why do I want to give it a chance if I'm not going to get a story out?
Because
And Leo, it's the same thing we saw with Sandman. I mean, Sandman was beautiful. There are parts of it that literally are adapted almost perfectly from the comic, but they had to campaign just for a season 2.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm watching a superhero show and it ends on a cliffhanger. No, I mean, if I think of a really good superhero show, it would be the early George Reeves Superman.
Okay.
And until the story get out. If you miss next week, not a big deal.
Right.
But this just I can't do it. And horror movies are getting like that, and it's like, no. Well, I'm not going to go see the new Insidious movie just because it's part 12 of.
Oh yeah, you got to watch 12 other movies to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I'm actually feeling that way towards the new Ahsoka from Star Wars. They're telling you got to watch Rebels and all these other cartoons and stuff to be caught up to that. I'm like, I don't have that kind of time.
Well,
or attention span.
Yeah. Or also, I don't want to have to get a degree.
Yeah.
In the movie, I'm going to it's like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't go to it, but I would assume, probably wrongly, if I go see the Barbie movie, I don't have to be associated and know about Barbie to enjoy the movie.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, what's it? I lost his name. Invented the A-bomb.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Either way.
Told the story. And,
and they're making a lot of money. Both those movies.
But you see, those movies they're the ones that wind up making the shitload of money. I mean, Jaws comes out. Jaws was released like an apology. It was good storytelling. It just took over the summer.
Right.
The Exorcist was a horror movie. No one expects a horror movie to do that good. Did great. Well, think of the movies that you've really, really, really loved, and tell me that they're part of a trilogy.
Right.
Well,
I have some. Oh, I'm sorry. I have some hope.
The Matrix was a good movie. Just forget the rest of it.
Yeah.
Good standalone movie.
Yeah.
So, speaking of kind of things that you did that were a little horror, another one of my favorites of yours was a book you did also with JM, which was Scooby-Doo Apocalypse.
Oh, that was very cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was a big fan. I remember collecting it till the end, and I had it signed a few times by you and JM, and you were always saying whenever I'd see you for it, like, yeah, this is so much fun. We'll write it as long as we did. And I grew up watching Scooby-Doo. So, when they announced this, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And I loved what you guys did with it. You took it in a new direction. And also being a horror fan, I was like it's not dudes in masks, with the reveal. This is it
was like a good
time with
apocalypse story.
Yeah. The thing I'm most proud of is that we dumped all over Donald Trump before it became popular.
Yes. Velma's brother.
Yeah. So it was a fun book to do. We just did it, and we didn't care. We were just goofing around. Never thought about the next issue. Didn't have to tie into continuity. Oh God, we could blow up the Earth tomorrow.
Right.
You blow up the Earth in the DCU, you have trouble. I did blow up the Earth in the DCU, and even though I did it in the 30th century, they said we need it back.
Yeah.
And I never. By the way, I never told anyone I was doing that. I just handed in the plot, handed in late, went through, got through, and then when it was printed, got a phone call from Dick Giuliani going, "Could you get in here?" And I used to love doing stuff like that. But the Scooby book, it was just fun, and I was lucky in that I got as many issues I did out of my old partner in crime, Howard Porter.
Yeah. You three were just great.
No, that was a good run.
It was a great book. And I recommend it to people who are both fans of Scooby-Doo and horror fans. I'm like, guys, this is a book that balances out and it takes them in good directions. Like, this is what a remake should be.
Well, my favorite Scooby story is when they go to the hospital. That I liked. They take them to the hospital and the doctors all. I mean, I looked to horror movies to be into. I did Scooby-Doo Goes to the Hospital. That's a direct offshoot. I can point to Halloween too.
Right.
Not that I took ideas from it, but just the idea of going to a hospital. Good, that's over there. I can do this over here, and we had fun. And that's the key. That's the key to doing a good comic. If you're having fun, the readers can tell.
Yeah.
And the readers, and if you're just grinding it out and you hate it, they can tell too.
Oh, totally. I mean, like I said, I've been reading so much 90s DC, and it really was a different animal. And yeah, not everything worked, but I felt people were taking more chances. I feel like I read modern comics. I feel like I've read this already.
I'll tell you, it was a different animal. It's a Dan Didio.
Yeah.
And when he was at DC, he got dumped on so much by the fan, by everyone. Everyone, oh, it's all Dan's fault. It's all Dan's fault. What? It's his fault the books are doing good? God, fucking morons. No. No.
Damn shame.
It's I talked to him a little while ago, and he's quite happy. He's quite, he's writing his books, and doesn't miss it. That's the key. You talk to people that worked at DC and left, they'll go, I don't miss it. You think one of them might go, yeah, I'd love to go back. No, none of us want to go back.
Yeah, you hear that a lot.
Would you like to come to Hawaii for a convention? We'll cover all your costs. No. I'm not going to fly all the way out there and interact with the people who are responsible for keeping me in this business. No, I'm not going to do it. I'd say I have nothing against the fans, but do they really need me to be defacing the covers of their books?
Drew would say yes.
You know what? Listen, I've met him more than enough. I've got his John Hancock on a bunch of his work. I'm fine. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
I do.
You enjoy. You do you with whatever you're doing in Florida.
I do have one of the blanks for Scooby-Doo Apocalypse that I wouldn't mind having you deface, but it's a blank cover, so it's meant to be defaced.
And fun fact, that's a good segue. Speaking of fans, I was talking to a friend of mine who I believe you might know, because him and my other friend are very fond of popping up when you were at conventions. Leo, can you?
Actually, before we get into that, Keith, did you have a question?
Do I have a question?
Oh, it looked like he had a question when he mentioned blank covers.
I was saying Leo.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
That was you, Jam, and Kevin, and
look at the expression on my face. That says it all.
He's like, why am I here?
Yeah. The man says, hey, it's great. And I'm like, really? And got Kevin McGuire on the other side. I was actually looking at this, why is Luther in there? And I realized it's Kevin. Mary Marvel has seen better days. That's all I can say.
Yeah. So what? And then, yep, definitely.
Yeah. Just it's just fuck you. Yeah, I used to hate I hate going to conventions because especially panels. I mean, I said everything I have to say in the work.
Right.
And I could just go, what was on your mind when you were doing issue 36 of the Justice League? Oh, sit down and shut up. I don't even remember doing issue number 36 of the Justice League. It was my mindset. I wanted to make money. That's it. That's my mindset. Mm-hmm. I had bills to pay, and I did it. And and people go, well, what if you didn't get paid? It's not going to happen.
No,
it was my job. It was my job.
And it's funny that you said that, because I remember when I was at a Terrificon panel with and they were talking about Robin, and the late great Denny O'Neil was there, and they were talking, and he just goes to Mike and said, "Are there any representatives from Warner Brothers in the room?" And everybody laughed, and he just launched into like a 2-minute tirade of just curses, and it was one of the best moments that I never recorded at a panel.
He's a nice guy. Denny's a real nice guy. I've looked and seen people from DC's legal department sitting in the front row and just been horrifying to DC. And I just like, come after me. Go with it. What are you going to do? I told the truth. I mean, I try to do that at these cons. I always try to tell the truth at cons and in interviews, because I can't be bothered down the line trying to remember the lie I told then.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, tell the truth. Did you like doing that? No, I didn't.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't have to remember anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best thing. It's like,
So I take it we're going to get many more stories on I'm Not Dead Yet podcast?
Oh, yeah. I just finished one.
Oh, you did?
Fantastic.
I just finished one. Yeah, I do that, like my son-in-law does it. And what did we do? We just did I think it's a Lobo and ambush bug thing. But
nice.
It's interesting. It's like, do that. You can put it out there. And then he said, do you want to read the comments? No, I don't. No, I don't. I mean, like I go on the computer and I check out the sites. I never leave messages. Try, Listen, I'm not into comics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge gamer.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Huge gamer, yeah.
What's your top 3 right now?
My top 3 right now, they've been for a while. The original Fallout,
Mm-hmm.
Dead Island, the first one.
Nice.
And so many for the third.
That's pretty cool, man.
I guess Diablo.
Keith Giffen
Oh,
is
nice.
a gamer.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. It's a BioShock. One of my favorite games is BioShock Infinite.
Oh, are you on Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm on Xbox.
Cool.
Yeah.
Might have to get your gamer information sometime.
I just play the game, and every so often I'm on these games for some co-op. Yeah, and I'm just going through the game. All of a sudden, some guy went up to me in the screen. Beaver Lips 42 wants to join him.
Beaver Lips 42.
Yeah, to me, a video game is something I do on my own.
Okay.
On my own. That's why I like the older games, like Serious Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Or Duke Nukem.
Yep.
There you go.
The early games, those I like. But no, not these co-op games.
Yeah, and they make it so difficult. Like I tried, like I loved the game Tekken, a fighting game, and so I bought the last one that came out, and it says online play. So I've never done it. I try it, and I used to be good at Tekken, but they throw you up against some kid that's been playing it for like 30 hours straight. Yeah. And it's
games are not fun.
No, games are meant as like one player, just
games
enjoy and
adventure. You follow the story, you build your character, you just have fun. Put your brain on hold, play the game for a while, check out. Not go on, get pissed off at some 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Or son of a bitch.
Or they make these new games like not Elder Scrolls, but Elden Ring, where they make it like extremely difficult. Yeah, impossible to play.
I hate that game. It's not too difficult. It's boring. I mean, it's like if I'm going to play a game and really get into it, give me something that I haven't done before. I did BioShock, the original BioShock. I really liked it. Second BioShock came out, garbage. Same thing over again. I thought, I'll never put this in. Then Infinite comes out. I'm back on board again. So it's like everyone goes, well, they're going to make another one, and maybe they're not going to go back to the same place. Good, really excellent, good. I did the latest Diablo. It's just a whole other world. The visuals are fuzzy, but
Keith, any other hobbies? Are you a reader? Do you play golf?
I'm a voracious reader, but again, I like horror books. And do try finding a good horror book now. I'm going to get in trouble saying this, but the hell with it. Yes, they still write horror, but there's more women writing horror, and they're writing women's horror now. Men's horror to me is something like the splatterpunk. Where you just go in there and just tear it up, rip it up, and have fun. Women get into relationships and how the person feels about what. I don't care how he feels.
Why is the killer doing this? He's sad.
It's so I just
it's kind of like
I think it's throwing on older horror books.
Nobody can just be a bad guy anymore. It's
yeah.
The bad
they have to have a backstory and you have to sympathize with them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had what's that movie? The Strangers. Great movie. That line at the end. Why are you trying to kill us? Why are you trying to kill us? Because you were home. Amazing. Then there's the second one where it takes place in a drive-in, and it's like.
You got
that was interesting.
Yeah, I was like, as he's saying that, the lights are blinking. I'm like,
what is that like? What? Oh, I'm being told it's time to go. It was actually that Tonight Show.
Oh, okay, cool. I was like,
yeah.
Because I've done shows where I see the blinking light. I was like, all right, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, gotta wrap it up.
Leo, did any of the commenters have any questions for Keith before he's got to go?
No, it's just been a lot of people commenting on the discussion, but no questions here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for
thank you so much, Keith, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
You need to fill in, just let me know. I'll do it again.
Awesome. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck that.
It's all good.
Okay. Oh, I gotta go. I got something.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you again, man. Have a good night.
Bye now.
That was great. I feel like I met myself from like another timeline.
In 30 years?
Yeah, I feel like I just met myself in a timeline where I just gave no fucks.
I love that. That was great. That was like the most real, probably, interview we've had with anybody who they're just like, yeah, no, like I hate everything.
Yeah, that was the anti-interview. That was when shit gets real.
Hey,